So welcome, everyone. Appreciate you all showing up on a Saturday morning here in Bogota. That's very, very generous of you to join us. And so my name is Bill Reichert, and I am a partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures. And we are the organizers of StartUp World Cup. So welcome all to the Latam regional competition of the StartUp World Cup 2023 competition. I want to talk a little bit about StartUp World Cup, tell you a little bit about Pegasus, and I look forward to talking with all of you later on today and tomorrow during the conference. So next. So a little bit about me. I, among other things, in addition to being a partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures, I'm also the chief evangelist for StartUp World Cup. That means I get to do things like this. I get to go around the world and meet with extraordinary entrepreneurs and their sponsors and supporters in amazing parts of the globe, like Bogotá, and celebrate innovation and entrepreneurship. So next, before we talk about StartUp World Cup, I want to just give special thanks to all the people that made this happen. So to Caro and Luminarium and the extraordinary Luminarium team that are scattered all over the place, outstanding work and really, really appreciate your organizing this. Yes, wild applause. You know, and to the Chamber of Commerce of Bogotá, and to Impulsa, and to the Ministry of Commerce, and to Grupo Bolivar, which helped us last night with a wonderful party, and to so many other sponsors who are here today, to all the entrepreneurs, and then to the judges who have come to evaluate, assess the entrepreneurs, and help us decide who is going to be the champion here at this year's competition. So next, a little bit about Pegasus Tech Ventures. So Pegasus is a global venture capital firm. We've got about $2 billion of assets under management, and we've been around for a little more than 12 years now, invested in over 250 companies around the world. We've been very, very fortunate to be investors in some of the global brand name companies like SpaceX and Airbnb and SoFi. We're actually even investors in the company formerly known as Twitter. So, oh, thank you so much. So I get to drive myself. But the big idea behind Pegasus is we work with corporations around the world to find emerging technologies that are of strategic importance to our corporate partners. We reach out to those startup companies, we invest in them, and we facilitate connecting them to our global network of multinational corporations to accelerate their growth. So we call this venture capital as a service. We also call it corporate innovation as a service. And it's been a very, very powerful platform for us, for the entrepreneurs we invest in, and for our network of global corporations. So as part of our mission, reaching out globally, we decided to set up StartUp World Cup. And we have now been very fortunate over the last 7 years now. StartUp World Cup has become one of the biggest and richest startup competitions on the planet. So we've run competitions in over 70 regions around the world. This year we're going to do about 50 regions. We bring all the winners from around the world to San Francisco to compete for a $1 million grand prize. So it's conceivable that someone in the room here today could win a $1 million prize when you get to San Francisco. And they turn Okay. So the mission of StartUp World Cup is for us to connect with the innovation hubs all over the planet, to celebrate entrepreneurship, to stimulate innovation, to connect people within the regions, to connect regions to each other, to connect regions to Silicon Valley and the venture capital hubs of the world, as well as connecting them with Pegasus Tech Ventures. And so to that end, we run these competitions and we try to plug into media. Luminarium has done a great job of plugging into the media here in Colombia, so thank you very much for that. So we run competitions, as I said, all over the world, from China to Chile, from Boston to Bulgaria, and of course here in Colombia, we're going to be running today's competitions. So as I said, the champions are all going to come to Silicon Valley at the end of November and compete for the $1 million grand prize. At the event, we bring together some of the luminaries in the high-tech community. We run a conference and competition, and we've had some just spectacular speakers over the years, and we've got some great speakers coming this year, like one of the founders of Apple, Steve Wozniak, and one of the founders of Netflix, the former chairman and CEO of Cisco, John Chambers. Just some great speakers we've had during the event. And then we bring in a top-tier set of VCs, venture capitalists, to evaluate and judge the finalists to determine who's going to win the grand prize. So we got interrupted a little bit by COVID, but we've had 4 grand prizes over the years. First one actually came out of Japan, a educational robotics company. The second one was out of Boston, a life sciences company doing a monitoring of cancer patients. The third one, a company out of Vietnam doing AI-based logistics in Vietnam. And then last year's global winner, a company out of Canada with a very interesting new material for textiles. So very, 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 very different companies all over the world doing a lot of very different things, but each having a significant impact on their own ecosystem and the potential to scale to global success. So the grand finale this year is a 3-day event, November 29th, November 30th, and December 1st. It's in the Union Square Hyatt in San Francisco. You're all invited. I hope you can all come up. I'm hoping it would be great if Colombia can send a delegation to cheer on whoever is the winner today for the grand finale event. And then one of the prizes at this competition is going to be, I'm going to offer my book on getting to wow to the winner of the competition tomorrow. And I encourage the entrepreneurs who do win, who are coming to San Francisco, to pay some attention to the need to get to wow when you are pitching. So with that, I'm going to end with a little video teaser on the grand finale, the Startup World Cup, and hopefully we're going to get the technology to work. So, do I play it or do you? Here we go.
Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to StartUp World Cup. I think, I'm so happy that you came from so many countries to speak.
And are you going to license to some of the...
You're going to sell to your target market.
And with Toyota.
As the next generation is like, I want to buy.
So you can't afford to miss it. So with that, I'm wishing all of the entrepreneurs in the next 2 days the best of luck, and may the odds be always in your favor. So,
Man in the mirror, you can be a hero, no matter what people say.